I want to look into that David. I think that's how you say his name. That D4BD. We're going to look into an update on that case that we pulled on. He's very upset. I see very upset, but not being completely honest. Will there be an arrest? I do want to say I did do some research on it. They did close the case, not to make certain information available. We're going to look into why there's being delays. I kept feeling her saying like, why is this taking so long? Crying. I think she really wants whoever did this, and I think he had some involvement to be held accountable. And she doesn't feel like things are going as they normally would. As far as if there's going to be arrest, probably no time soon that we hear about. Will there be an arrest soon? Will he be? It's possible. It's also possible that they could confine him to one space, like saying, "Don't leave the state. Stay in this state. If we notice that that you're in this state, we're going to put you in jail while this investigation is going on." Just because the case is like on hold, I think that's what it was called. It doesn't mean they're not still doing the investigation. It just means they can't release information. Are they trying to cover anything up? Is anything trying to be covered up? I really feel like the main reason is because it's traumatic for the family. They are trying to hide certain details of the relationship, possibly because she was a minor and she's no longer here. Depressing to the family, especially the mother, costing her a lot. She may even feel like she has to move and she can't afford it. She doesn't trust going outside of her home. She feels very overwhelmed and she still has responsibilities. They are trying to get answers that will help them move on and they want justice to be served. And it's just too much conflict. They do appreciate the support that they're getting from everyone and everyone wanting answers, but there's a lot of false information. And with it being false, it's still very hurtful to them. She doesn't trust going outside of her home. She feels very overwhelmed and she still has responsibilities. They are trying to get answers that will help them move on and they want justice to be served. And it's just too much conflict. They do appreciate the support that they're getting from everyone and everyone wanting answers, but there's a lot of false information. And with it being false, it's still very hurtful to them. With this happening, that does also mean that I feel like they're not giving them information either, which is very sad for them, but they need to protect their emotional peace. I hope the sound is good on this. If not, I'll redo it. All right, what's the next change in the case? Next change in the case. Silence. We will know if there is change. I feel like the mother will be very happy with it. Um, she is going to feel like they were too lenient and they were very hesitant to take action. They didn't want to bring somebody down who felt guilt. They were thinking about money or maybe were being paid off. They heavily dispute that claim, even though they can admit that they're not the friendliest and they will not bend or compromise with family members of the victim so that way they can do whatever they need to do. But they do have some guilt, so maybe there was some wrongdoing. But no, I don't see that they were ever paid off. Even if that was off, I don't, they're going to say that wasn't, it was offered, but it was rejected. Kept quiet. There are relationships somewhere, but there was no money paid for this. If he's guilty, he will pay for this. But there's a lot of moving parts right now and a lot of confusion. Welcome everybody coming in. I'm kind of just reading for updates. There, they're trying to, whether there'll be an arrest or not is kind of up in the air. They're trying to figure out who to arrest. Everything is covered, everything is hidden. There are certain things that are coming out that looks interesting, but this also looks interesting, and a lot of things aren't necessarily connected. So it could be they could be covering up other things that have been going on, other people, other illegal things. Um, so there's no basis for this right now. They don't have anything to really hold him on to arrest him right now. Something is saying you can do it, but it will happen in perfect timing if it's supposed to. Will he be arrested for her unaliving? They still need more information, maybe in about a year. And they're going to be going back and forth about it too. They can't decide. It's too many moving parts. That's what makes it conflicting. And they want to make sure whatever they do is the right decision. They don't want to cost anybody money. They're not trying to waste money. It's not about money. It really is about getting the child justice because that's what she was. So, that's what I have for that.